Welcome to Choose Your Own Journey. My name is Michael Weir, and today we're talking with Justin Moule. We're going to talk about mindset, NLP, and different opportunities online.
Justin Moule from Toronto, Canada, I'm an NLP practitioner and clinical hypnotherapist. I started about 3 years back, and when I got into the online space, I was going through that mindset change, and um, I remember one of my mentors was saying, "Practice on your weakness and make it a strength." So one of the biggest issues I had was communication.
Uh-huh.
I was, I guess, clinically told that ADHD, and I couldn't communicate properly as a child. I couldn't get my words out. I was in the middle of thought, or I would tell you a story halfway through. And so I began to make it a strength. And so some of my programs I'll be coming out with is hypnotic communication. It's through my NLP course. I'll be teaching NLP as well soon. But I will be teaching hypnotic communication. It's just getting in depth. We all kind of use all kinds of crazy words. If you see all the mind manipulation going on, mainstream media, stuff like that. So using these words can kind of help you get along if you're having sales or just communicating with other people. I myself is a visual learner. You could be, so I don't know you very well, so I don't know your representational system, so it could be different for everybody. So learning those representational systems, you're actually able to better communicate with your spouse or loved ones or whoever.
So what do you mean by a reputational system?
So there is main 5 representational. So the main 3 that we use constantly is visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, which is feeling or conversations.
Okay. So are those are the main 3 that you need to focus on, or that?
Those are the main 3 things that we use. There's also olfactory and gustatory, which olfactory is smell, and then gustatory is taste. So I remember if I go around certain schools and I smell a certain smell, it would actually bring me back to grade school and a certain time and place. So it's very interesting.
Oh, that's very cool.
I'll talk about that a little later on in the mind model.
Okay. What's next for you? So you're just starting. So you've been involved with cryptocurrency for a while. You've been in the online space for a while. When did you start online? Or what got you interested in working online?
I've been in security and as a private investigator for the last 10 years.
Oh, cool.
I actually got involved. My mom was a PI, and I kind of thought back then was kind of like what's that TV show where you're doing all this kind of spying and running around. It's nothing like that. It's a lot of stakeouts, and you're just in your car watching and just waiting, right? So
Right.
I moved up the ranks in security, and it was just, I had enough. The pay wasn't there. It wasn't really secure. I mean, you always have a job in security, but moving up is a little different. It's a lot tougher. So when I was in mobile security, I wanted a way out. My boss had a heart attack at the time, and he was working in the hospital. He was calling us, finding out if we're doing our shifts, making our runs, and checking up on guards. And it's like, boss, get better, like relax. But he was actually afraid of losing his job. So that emotional state right there is no good, right? So I wanted to look for something new. I wanted something where I could work from home and have that time and opportunity to spend more times with with the kids, right? So
Right.
I looked into something online and I found a program with it was another health benefit. It was with water. I'm still involved with it today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always into the health stuff. So the online program is no longer around, but the affiliate company I'm with has been around for 46 years. So I'm just going straight on with that. In the meantime, while I'm doing all these other fun things, I mean.
And that's in Magic, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's good. Yeah, they're a solid company. They've been around a long time and not going anywhere. And people are, like you say, people are catching on into the health aspects of it, but it also has a unique compensation plan too. So it has that going for it as well.
Exactly.
So what about crypto, or what got you involved or interested in crypto?
Yeah, that's a really interesting because it's been so long since I actually jumped in. When Bitcoin first came around, I remember my buddy, he got involved. He bought like 600 Bitcoin for like 90 cents.
No.
And I was like, okay, but I was kind of an activist back then. And not to get into like conspiracy theories or whatnot, but I always had a sneaky suspicion about cryptocurrency and how their governments were able to gain more control.
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't buy any. I just continued doing my job thing. But then, not too long ago, a few months ago, a friend of mine that I actually worked with in Magic, she came to me and presented this program. It's not a company. So just like a few years ago, my friend got back involved in another Bitcoin thing, and he got scammed for almost like $1,000. Something tech. So I was really, really hesitant about something like this because I didn't want them to be holding on to my crypto because the value of it is so much higher than $1, even gold now.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted something really secure. But when she told me this program where it wasn't a company, where there was no admins, there was no bosses, they didn't hold on to your money, where it was instantly paid into your crypto wallet, I was like, where do I sign up?
Right. Is that what you'd call a smart contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So how's that still going strong, that program?
It is. They have Tron side. So, Tron is another cryptocurrency. It's faster transactions. And then there's the Ethereum side. So the Ethereum side, 2.0 has just been released. So what happens now is 2.0, there's able to have faster transactions, almost like Tron. And we're able to do smart contracts with Ethereum. You can't do that with Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now that the 2.0 is released, they're now about to release, hopefully this week, maybe Christmas, not too sure, but it's the X Gold. And the way they actually coded into this program is the Fibonacci code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you know, Fibonacci is always going in a circle. So the way the X Gold works actually is you're actually able to earn 10% more than what you invest. So at the very last level of X Gold, you're actually making times 840% back of what you invested. And the way it works is because it's Fibonacci, it doesn't run like an affiliate, like it's going down, down, down like this. You can actually get paid from all kinds of different directions. So you can get paid one day and not even know where it came from. It's just a Christmas bonus.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is what I'm excited about.
So when does that roll out?
They just announced it should be hopefully rolling out Christmas Day.
Oh, okay.
A couple more days. Yeah.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of the back end of these smart contracts. I'm not too familiar with of just how they're built, but the Fibonacci sounds pretty interesting. So that's kind of the core of it.
Yeah.
How
That's of the X Gold program.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And why is Bitcoin not able to be rolled into a smart contract, do you think? or is it?
I'm not too much of a techie kind of guy, so I can't give you the straight answer, but I think it's due to the slow processes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just the number crunching that's involved in.
Yeah, the number crunching, and Ethereum is actually structured a lot different than Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The way it's developed, the way it processes, the way it's mined, it's different. So.
Oh, okay. You mentioned transaction speed. Is that a big factor in these?
Yeah. And not only that, the gas fees are just crazy right now. Even getting started with the program right now, they're kind of going up and down. So hopefully with the 2.0, it'll decrease gas fees, which gas fees is just the mining fees, which is that's where the fees are.
Oh, okay. Who do you pay those to? Or is it built into the system?
No, it has nothing to do with the system. When you sign up for the program, that's just Ethereum itself, and that's just how I know it's absorbed into the mining and being able to collect it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's nothing to do with actually our program itself.
So it's part of it once you start converting your dollars into crypto. Is that where it catches you? The fees?
Yes. Yeah. And then when you buy, so how it works in our program, there's slots. So slots are like, think about it as a monopoly board. So you're buying a house and you're being able to Airbnb it. So when you buy the package, they take the gas fees because they're basically mining when you go into the package, right? It's more mining, right? So.
Oh, okay. So if somebody was interested in starting into crypto, said they had some money set aside, I guess a couple questions, like what would be, I guess you could start at any level price point you want, but what do you think would be a reasonable starting point for dollars, and what do you think would be a reasonable program to get started with where people, like, 'cause I'm sure there's a lot of skepticism out there about not wanting to lose their money, obviously, and the potential growth of it. What do you think's a good program to get going and for starters?
Yeah, so personally myself, I don't, one thing I don't like is someone being told when and where I can have my money.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at a program where I get paid instantly. So that's one. And having my money work for me is another really good one. We work so hard for our money. And if we're not working hard for our money, we're working hard for our Ethereum. And a lot of the programs you can just buy Ethereum and just let it sit, and then it will build.
Right.
But then it'll go down, right? It goes down and it fluctuates, so you're not really profiting off that much, right? So the one thing I really love about this program is because it's community based, right? So instead of looking at it as a pyramid structure, because everything is pyramid, doesn't matter where we look at it. The world is a pyramid. But if we're looking at it on an opposite direction, where I'm holding you up on a platform and building you guys up, it's not only benefiting me, it's benefiting you too. And that's what I love about this program in particular.
Okay. So it's the network of people, I guess, that's involved in it.
Yeah. And then there's another program where I invest my money, Ethereum, into. You can do Bitcoin and USD, but why USD? Because the value's not really going up. But there's another program where it's a bot. It's a program, and it's doing little bits for you. So it's like day trading for you. So you're able to actually earn up to 3% on your Ethereum that you invested. So that's what I like about it. I invested 0.3 Ethereum the other day. It was like $180. That $180 today is $240, and I've already made $230 or $130 since I started, which was like last week, like maybe 10 days ago, maybe. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you're compounding you get the increase in the actual value of it plus the contract itself.
Yeah. So it's locked in for a few days. So you're going to get a certain amount back by the end of that contract period, plus your initial investment. which by then, like I said, it's already increased by value. So
That's amazing.
yeah,
Is it a complicated system to get set up in the first place? Like
no,
starting from ground one?
no, it's not. It's the one program, the team building. It's a little frustrating, I must admit, in the beginning. But once you get going and you get to see the structure, your back office, it's easy going from there on in. But just the initial setup for that program is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm not gonna lie. It gets people frustrated. You got to have patience, right?
Right.
The other program where it's actually invested and you're making that 3% a day. It's a free account. You can go in. You can play around with it. It's easy to replenish. It's easy to buy your package. It's just you're good to go.
3% a day.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Some people are actually pulling out four Ethereum a day.
And what's that at right now? 600 or so?
600 and something US. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. Let's just pop back to Enagic for a minute. What do you think is the best way to promote Enagic these days? Because it's not really technically network marketing, but they call it direct marketing. But you basically need a network of people to make it work. What are you? Any suggestions on how to get that going for people that are involved in that?
Yeah, I would say, and I learned this from actually my mentor who's taught me NLP and marketing and in that way, is I actually have like 1,000 business cards, and in the daytime, I kind of go around the area and I shove my business card in the doors.
Oh, okay.
I know this time around the pandemic, we used to do demos and live demos, and we would go to other shows, and so there's all kinds of things like that. But you can now do demos here on Zoom and kind of share that. I've made some videos that I kind of share that I like about it, like the T technique. I got that. Yeah, email marketing. If you get an email list, you can always do that. Yeah, it's a little harder these days, right?
All right.
But that's what I have been doing. I go to these little mom and pop shops. You can actually leave your cards there. I do a lot of talking to people, just like almost like the old school way. But then I also use Facebook.
Oh yeah, like organic Facebook, reaching out to people.
Yeah. I find my organic people, like I go into groups, certain different types of groups that I resonate to, and I start building rapport with people, and that's what I do even with all my online businesses. If I want to refer,
right?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have a good presence, and you're good at getting the word out on Facebook. Whether it's something new, something you're working on, or it caught my eye, so that's why I wanted to reach out to you in the first place. And we're both in Enagic, so that I've known you from back then, but
yeah.
But you're constantly evolving and getting the word out whatever you're working on. So that's awesome. So
Persistency, that's where you got to do it. I didn't make a sale in Enagic my first 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and this is where it comes down to mindset thing. When you realize that you don't compare yourself to a chapter 10, and I'm probably sure you've heard this, when you're able to leave that behind and live in the future moment of that you've had that success, and you visualize the people that you really want to work with, then it actually comes together a lot better and faster. So as soon as I kind of released that and let that go, it wasn't too long after that I made a sale, and the guy came and gave me a check.
Oh wow.
My friend brought him to me, and he came and did a water share with me. So he came to my house just right in the beginning of this pandemic. So That's one thing people got to realize is people are always investing. Always. It doesn't matter what kind of scenario or situation we're in. Um, he came to my house. He wasn't worried. He came in and I gave him a huge jug, and I actually shared all the water with him. And I told him to come back and tell me what you like best about it.
Mm-hmm.
All the waters, right? And he loved them, especially because he was a vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically the 11.5 sold it because when he came in and shared that experience with the gross water, right? So he bought it right away.
What's the what do you use the 11.5 for?
11.5, I use that for cleaning my vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just gets all the pesticides off, or
It really
waxes.
does. Yeah, it really does. Like I clean my onions too in regular water, but then when you clean the onions in 11.5, it goes like a really weird color.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh. Is that like you peel the onion first?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool. Yeah. So tell me more about what what you have going on with your own stuff. You got the NLP, and you're going to start another course. Is that right?
Yeah, so NLP is neuro linguistic programming. It's just like a pseudoscience of communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being able to use that on yourself and being able to help other people has benefited me so much. Just like I said, I was ADHD. Couldn't communicate probably, but once I learned this and how to relax the mind through a whole bunch of series of techniques, like I do NLP on myself all the time. I just did one today, right?
Mm-hmm.
To help me build, confidence, not only confidence, but have that power and present it as well. And you can also use these techniques in the future, anytime you want. I use a technique, it's called the Circle of Excellence. And my brother-in-law, he's a performer. He goes on stage. He's an MC, and he's starting to get global traction. He's been in it for years, so I've been helping him in the background with his mindset. And it's like one of my first students, really, or clients.
Mm-hmm.
And I can kind of share this ease of mind. So the Circle of Excellence, it gets you in that mindset state where you're just enlushed in your own excellence, and it's basically using your own stuff that you've been through to prop you up. So this is very powerful, and this is what and then the hypnotherapy is another thing where we can actually dig deep into our subconscious, even yourself, and have a discussion with your subconscious, and you will get answers that you don't like. It is incredible. So if we were able to use that to our advantage and getting to where we want to be in life, right? It's cutting out the middleman, so to speak.
Right. So it can prime you for get you primed for like a performance, but it also you're establishing sort of laying the groundwork for the subconscious as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we can literally give you attributes of James Bond 007. Right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
The characteristics. I mean, maybe that's a license to kill because we wouldn't want you to do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's another technique. It's called the superhero technique. Makes you feel like you're a superhero, but you got to be careful with these things because we don't want to have someone who has issues and then have him running around in a superhuman cape or running around the city, right, trying to save people. So it can be very powerful, and then could be dangerous. So you can kind of see the big iceberg, right? And a lot of people like using this iceberg model. So as you can see here, the conscious now. 10% doesn't mean that we're only using 10% of the brain, because the rest of this would atrophy and rot away, right? So we literally use all of our brain power. It's just that some are most of what we use are in the 10 percentiles, like willpower, analytical, and rational thought, right? So when people want to quit smoking, right? The goal could be, or challenge could be quitting smoking. A lot of the people would be using willpower, right? But as you see, willpower sometimes is not enough, right? And then you can see over here, this is actually from the 11-step program, when people are, alcoholics or whatnot. So these are, I call it HALT, right? So hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And these, HALT is always at a war with each other. So this is why we have issues, right? Trying to move forward, right? So when we want to get into our 90%, which is our subconscious thought, this is where ideas, thought, everything comes from, right? And we want to move forward, say with an adjective. We can't. We can't do that sale. We just, right? We can't penetrate, right? So this is why. This is, if you see our water line here, this is our critical factor. This is our defense, right? This is all your thoughts and why we shouldn't go forward with trying to break through our challenge, right? So what is that defense? Is called the reticular activating system, right? So we're able to bypass that through our representational system, and metaphor bypasses. So metaphor could be like a story. I use that a lot in metaphors in my hypnotherapy classes, sessions, right? So it could be you climbing up the mountain, climbing through the little forest, right? Breaking through, and those forest trees that you're knocking down or your challenges, right? So that's a metaphor right there. So we're able to penetrate the defense mechanism into our 90%, where our impulses, psychological, and our strategies and habits are formed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So through VAC and representational system that we use, like I said before, with our circle of excellence, that is just using our system, our VAC system, to break that barrier and get into our emotional states. So,
Okay.
yeah. So realize where our mind dwells. So if you're always thinking in a state of lack, we're always thinking from that state. That's where our mind dwells. That's what we're going to see. Our life will mirror that image, right? So
Like
if
what you tell yourself, that's what you're going to be living.
yeah. So, and how we could, like another thing, I don't know if I mentioned that the conscious is actually our short-term memory, and our conscious, our 90%, is our long-term memory. I appreciate your time and wanting me to come on here and spend with you.
No, it's great. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Have an awesome holidays, man.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.